Hi, I'm Tammy. Welcome to Pregnancy Yoga. Today we're going to focus in on embracing change and transformation. And this is particularly relevant in your first trimester, where you'll be going through so much inwardly, but it won't be obvious outwardly. So when going through a lot of change, the best policy now is less is more. So we'll start by just working through a postural awareness technique through mountain pose. Getting an awareness of your posture and of your alignment can just help you hone into it if there are any imbalances in your body, which may later on cause you discomfort and stresses and strains. So just very early on, learning your posture can be really helpful for this. So start by looking down at your feet. When pregnant, we want a slightly wider stance, so the feet a little bit wider than hip width, and just spread your toes. Rock forward onto the balls of the feet, back onto the heels, just a few times to gauge your center of balance. And then when you can find the center, just stay there and bend the knees. With the knees soft, push the floor away from you and strengthen the legs. And as you do that a few times, you'll notice there's a kind of spiraling action that goes through the legs. The thighs roll in towards the center line. So it's going to look quite funny in a minute, but these are all just different ways to emphasize feeling your posture. All right, and then from here, we'll take the hand to the lower belly and one hand to the sacrum, your lower back, and start to feel the placement of your pelvis. So the knees bend, you push the floor away, scooping up the pelvis. The tailbone is kind of drawing down and under, and it scoops up and lifts up the pelvis. Now, in the very early stages of pregnancy, this will be quite subtle, but as you get heavier and there's more weight in the front, you want to really gather that support from the ground upwards, and it becomes more important. Okay. From here, lengthen the belly, lift the chest. Just bring the arms to the sides. With the chest lifting, roll the shoulders up, back and down, and the arms by your sides. Have the crown of the head really lift up tall, and the chin parallel with the floor. So this is mountain pose, standing nice and tall, with all your postural muscles, your stabilizing muscles, working effectively to hold you in line. Nice deep breathing here, feeling the structural integrity through your body, feeling the lengthening of your spine, the center line of your body, and then bring your awareness to your alignment on an energetic level. So visualize or feel a sense of inhaling your energy up from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Inhaling up the body, making you taller, and then exhale down the body, helping you feel more centered, more grounded. So now introducing breath synchronized movement. Inhale, reach the arms out, stretch up, reach up, and then exhale, arms to the sides. Few of these working with an expansion on your inhale and a drawing down and grounding with your exhale. Inhale, rising up of energy, and an exhale, a centering down with your energy. 2 more. Inhale, reach, shoulders down as the arms reach up. Exhale, down, noticing the feet connect to the earth, and then bring the arms out in front, shoulders down, wrists up. Inhale, open and expand the chest. Exhale, close. And here, just getting used to synchronizing your movement with your breath, creating that energetic alignment. Two more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now interlace your fingers in front of you. Roll the palms out, and we're just kind of open up the upper back. Reach the arms over the head. Draw the shoulders down. And from here, keep the elbows straight. The thumbs touching. Trying to draw the arms back. Do a little side bend over to your right. Reaching for the top corner of the room with your palms. And then back up to center, inhale, over to your left. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, bring the arms back and around. You can clasp the fingertips behind you and then push the palms together. So pushing the palms together like this, and then take the arms up. And just feeling the chest open here. Pushing the palms together, just helping open up the chest, which creates more space for the breath. And indeed, let's take the hands now to the lower back. You can do fingertips pointing up if you have that openness through the shoulders, or just face down. Push your hips forward and lift the chest and breathe. Inhaling through the nose, exhale through the nose. Neck relaxed. All right, and then slide the hands down the lower back. So give your lower back a rub. It might feel quite stiff in these early stages. And then down the backs of the legs. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings feel tight. Coming slowly into a forward bend. Let the head hang heavy. Relax the jaw, shake the head. Bend the knees so you come up into a squat position, your chest lifting. And then from the squat, which are going to be your new best friend during pregnancy, so handy and so helpful to do all the time. From the squat, we'll just walk your hands forward to bring the knees down, to come into tabletop position. So, tabletop position, shoulders under the wrists, knees under the hips. You can have your knees a little bit wider actually, and then just start to sway the hips side to side. Loosen the lower back, and you can start to just circle a little bit. Inhale forward, exhale back. And I'm going to introduce Ha breath. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And breathing out through the mouth just helps you relax your jaw and helps you kind of release a little bit more. So this is going to be really handy throughout the pregnancy. This is because relaxed jaw helps relax the pelvis. So inhale nose, out through the mouth. Inhale nose. Let's reverse the circles. I'm going to take that into cat-cow. So your cat-cow is now modified. No deep arching in the back. Instead, just work on lengthening spine, lengthening belly, lifting chest. So inhale here. Exhale, tilt the pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Carry on at your own pace, synchronizing movement and breath. This is really nice and sort of comforting for your back. Relieves stiffness in the lower back in particular. Remember, you can always rest whenever you need to in child's pose. Child's pose, you bring the knees a little bit wider now, especially as your bump gets bigger. Child's pose, bringing the forehead down. So yeah, remembering less is more. So those spaces between postures, so important to rest and really appreciate the rebound of energy that is experienced in between the postures. So now I'd like to run through the 5 key modifications for safe pregnancy yoga practice. The first is to avoid abdominal core work, but instead of abdominal core work, there's still plenty you can do namely strengthening the core of the glute, which is the glutes and the quads, and you kind of the pelvic stability region, so inner thigh and stuff like this. So this is particularly helpful for lower back pain and preventing that. So from tabletop position, instead of abdominal core work, we'll work on pelvic stability. So let's take right leg up, left arm out, opposite arm and leg. Inhale, reach, and exhale, draw into your middle. About 10 of those on each side. Try not to tip. Inhale, reach, exhale, draw in towards the middle. As your bump gets bigger, the knee won't come in so much. Work on keeping the engagement through your glutes, keeping the pelvis stable and the shoulders even. Inhale through the nose, you can still exhale through the mouth. And then change sides. Left leg reaches out, right arm reaches out. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in towards your middle. Try not to open out the hip too much on your left side. Instead, just lift from your glute. And bringing the hands down. So the second key principle for safe practice is that you can't lie on your tummy. But there's a lot of really important yoga postures where you strengthen your upper back when lying on your tummy. Postures like cobra, locust. But what we could do instead is come into kneeling, knees hip width apart, and just roll the shoulders back from here. Keep the belly nice and lengthened and the chest lifting. And then just work on pulsing the arms back. Okay, it doesn't quite feel as strong as maybe some of the back strengtheners that you do on your tummy, but it's still beneficial and you still certainly feel your stabilizing muscles through your upper back engaged. Rather than taking your arms out, you're taking them in towards each other. And then you could try out a little wider. Try turning the palms so that they face forward. Try bending the elbows and just doing variations like this. They do feel quite good. So just play around with it. That's modification 2, little upper back strengtheners. So the third principle to bear in mind is no more deep back bends in practice. So instead, more of an emphasis on chest opening. So let's take camel, for example. Let's take the fingertips to the lower back. You're pushing the hips forward. The legs are nice and firm and strong. You're not squeezing the bum, but there's a certain engagement there. The hips pushing forward. Lengthen the belly, lift the chest, and roll your shoulders back. So here, emphasis is on opening up the upper back and the chest. So nice lifting of the chest. Want to feel like your belly is lengthening, rib cage lifts, front, sides and back of the rib cage lifts. No pressure, absolutely no pressure in your lower back at all. Okay, and then you can give the lower back a rub, come down onto the heels, and then maybe walk the hands back behind you and then lift the hips from here. Again, chest opening. If it feels good and it's okay for your neck, you can drop the head all the way back. So the fourth safety principle to bear in mind for safe yoga practice is when you're coming into twists, no longer are we doing deep twists. So you can come to seated like this, bring one foot onto the thigh and the other foot behind you, and then just gentle pelvic tilts as you twist round. You can inhale one way, exhale the other way. So then spin around and do the other side. So yeah, these twists are a lot more soothing than going into a deep spinal twist. So you can do as many of these little twists as feels good for you. So it's quite nice just to flow back and forth between them. Or if you prefer, just stay there and hold it for a bit. So now on to the fifth important safety modification for pregnancy yoga. Relates to forward bends. So when you're coming into a forward bend, normally you just kind of fold your belly forward over your thighs or whatever, but as your belly gets bigger, that gets way more uncomfortable. And also there's this other thing where some women get this acid reflux thing from kind of compressing all their internal organs. It's like creates this horrible sick feeling. So a new way of experiencing forward bends is to actually just do them with your legs wide. Legs wide, there's room, there's space for belly, space for you. So another aspect is also to keep the length, really focus on lengthening the belly. That means maybe you don't go into your full flexibility, that's okay, you're still getting the benefits. So work on really inhale lengthening and exhale, tipping forward from the pelvis, but keeping the length in the spine. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Yeah, and actually I'll just show you this from the side so you get a clearer understanding of the alignment through the torso. So the legs apart, inhale, lengthen, exhale, folding, tipping from the pelvis, keeping the length through the spine. Yeah, I can fold deeper, but that's creating compression and rounding, and that's not worth it. And then another aspect within the forward bend, instead of facing forward, explore working more towards coming into side bends. So you're still getting a really nice stretch, but again there's that space for your abdomen. All right, so those are the 5 principles for safe yoga practice. Hope they've been really helpful. Please do get in touch and let us know if you've got any questions or queries relating to that. And remember to subscribe in order to watch all the other pregnancy yoga videos. Today I'm going to offer you some safe and practical modifications that allow you to carry on moving and being in your body in a way that is very, very safe.